What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy. The weekend is here. You get a whole weekend with no Dallas Cowboys action. You get to watch your college team on Saturday. You get to watch all of the NFL action on Sunday. Red Zone channel, Sunday Night Football. Enjoy whatever it is because on Monday night we go to work. The Dallas Cowboys visiting the New York Giants. It is their first divisional matchup of the season. It is an important one. This is a big-time week in the NFC East. On Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles visit the Washington Commanders, the Carson Wentz Bowl. Wentz obviously taking on the team that traded him away to the Indianapolis Colts a year ago. But we don't really care about that. We care about the Cowboys, the Giants, Monday Night Football. Today we are here to go through 5 predictions. I don't know that these are bold predictions. I didn't want to call it that, but these are 5 predictions that I have for Monday night's game between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Football Giants. By the way, on Saturday here on the Blog of the Boys YouTube channel, we will be dropping our Madden simulation for the game. We normally drop those on Fridays, but because the game is on Monday, everything's delayed today. You get it. I'm sorry, but look forward to it on Saturday. I think you're going to enjoy it. I'll just say that. But my first prediction for the Dallas Cowboys visiting the New York Giants on Monday night, Micah Parsons keeps his streak alive. In case you did not notice, Micah Parsons had 2 sacks in week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He also had 2 sacks last week against the Cincinnati Bengals. Micah Parsons finished week 2 as the leading sacker in the NFL. Already has 4 sacks, obviously, because 2 and 2 is 4. Math is going to be important for one of these predictions, I promise. I think Micah gets 2 again. I think the Giants' offensive line is still a little bit of a work in progress, and I think we have to acknowledge that. The Giants are 2-0, but they're not necessarily a formidable 2-0 team. Some people are saying that they're the weakest 2-0 team in recent memory. I think that's probably unfair, given that the Carolina Panthers were at 3-0 last year. But Micah Parsons gets 2 sacks in this game. I feel very, very confident about this. In fact, I'm kind of going from my most confident prediction to my least confident, at least. At least that's how I think it's going. I don't know. Whatever. Let's get to number 2. The Cowboys, this kind of plays off of that, will begin a possession in the red zone. The Cowboys did not have, obviously, any turnovers last week against the Cincinnati Bengals, and that's something we grew accustomed to a year ago. Obviously, the Cowboys getting turnovers all over the place. They had 6 takeaways through the first 2 games of the season last year, just to put that in perspective. Now, Daniel Jones is a quarterback who loves to fumble the ball. We know that. I think he is obsessed with it. I think he looks forward to fumbling the ball, and I think that Micah Parsons is only going to exacerbate his willingness to put the ball on the ground. I think the Cowboys defense is going to force some turnover, whether it's an interception or not. We've obviously seen that happen at different points in time. You have the return to factor in. You also have Kevontae Turpin, who provides a different element in the actual return game. I think the Cowboys, one of their possessions will start either on the 20-yard line of the New York Giants or beyond. They will begin a possession with 20 or fewer yards to go to the end zone. That is prediction number 2. Now, number 3 is a little bit complicated. I said that there was going to be a little bit of math involved. I promise I will explain it. But just so you know, just be ready. If you were a little bit asleep at the wheel right now, hopefully you're not actually at the wheel. But if you were, a little bit kind of casual, time to wake up, time to perk up, because this prediction is a little bit more complicated. Tony Pollard will finish with more touches than the digits of the Giants' total yards combined. All right, I'm going to read it one more time. Tony Pollard will finish with more touches, that's total touches, receptions and handoffs, obviously, than the digits of the Giants' total yards combined. So if we think about this, all right, the Cincinnati Bengals had fewer than 300 yards last week, total yards, which is really impressive. Shout out again to the Cowboys defense, Dan Quinn, the whole group. They did an amazing job. So let's think about this, all right? I made up a number as an example. Say the Giants finished with 350 yards. That feels pretty generous, but still, let's say that does happen. If we add each of those digits, I don't know why I did this poorly. I actually did the math wrong on the graphic. We're going to change the graphic to 353 so it works. That's really embarrassing, but we're going to leave it in because I'm always authentic with you all. Say the Giants finish with not 350, 353 total yards. All right, that's the total number of yards the Giants have when Monday night is all said and done. If you add each of those digits together, 3 plus 5 plus 3 from 353, that adds up to 11. So what I'm saying is that Tony Pollard will finish with more touches than the digits of the Giants' total yards combined. So if we use this example, if the Giants finished with 353 total yards, I'm saying that Tony Pollard will finish with more than 11 touches. I think Tony Pollard, we're starting to see his utilization increase. We're starting to see good things happen from that. We saw the 46-yard pitch and catch that he took all the way down to the 1-yard line before he punched it into the end zone. I'm not ready to believe. I'm not ready to trust the Cowboys and say that they are totally using Tony Pollard as much as he should be used, because his frequency should be much larger. We should see Tony Pollard touching the ball a lot, which is why I'm kind of trying to will this into existence a little bit. But again, Tony Pollard will finish with more touches than the digits of the Giants' total yards combined. That is a unique prediction. We do a lot of unique things around here. That's the whole goal. Anyway, number 4 for me, Mike McCarthy will win a challenge. We haven't really seen a lot of challenges, like notable ones, across the NFL. We're only through Thursday Night Football of week 3, so it's not like there have been a lot of games, but there haven't really been any kind of like, when we're watching a primetime game and everybody's tweeting about it, everybody's talking about it, there's usually a call you can kind of say, I think this is going to go this way. I think this is going to stand. I think whatever the case may be, I think Mike wins a challenge. I think that happens. I know that's the hardest thing to predict, because in order for a challenge to be won, a referee has to improperly rule something on the field. And I don't know about you guys, but officials never mess up. Officials are perfect. Officials definitely never get something wrong when they make the call on the field. Mike McCarthy wins a challenge on Monday night against the New York Giants. Book it. Now, my final one, talking about trying to will things into existence, all right? We're all a little bit scared of the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think that makes you a bad Cowboys fan to say it. All right, we're all a little bit scared of the Philadelphia Eagles. We want them to lose. All right, it's not quite the time of year to be putting together rooting guides. We're still super early. I mean, we haven't even hit October yet, although we're starting to get a little bit of cool weather, which is exciting. But we're obviously rooting for the Eagles to lose at any opportunity that we can get. So that being said, I'm saying that it is going to be a C week for the NFC East. What do I mean? Obviously, B is better than C. Obviously, A is better than B. But it's a C week. We have 2 games within the NFC East this week. We have all 4 teams playing one from the division. The Cowboys, obviously, at the Giants on Monday Night Football, and the Washington Commanders hosting the Philadelphia Eagles in Wentz Bowl 1. They will obviously play one another later on this season. So my prediction is that both teams whose mascots start with the letter C, the Cowboys, the Commanders, did that show up the right way? I think it did for the camera. They get the win. Now, I'll be straight up with you. I'm kind of flip-flopping here a little bit. If you listen to me on any other shows, if you look at my picks at bloggingtheboys.com, any other place that I actually make picks, I've picked the Philadelphia Eagles to win that game. I will say I like the points when it comes to the Commanders, if you're into that sort of thing. The last time I saw from our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook, Washington were 6-point underdogs. I like that a lot. We saw Carson Wentz get some garbage time last week against the Detroit Lions. Washington obviously lost that game, but that's another C. We're getting triple C's here this week. Cowboys, Commanders, Carson. A pure C-tacular week for the NFC East. I would love to see that. And if there's one thing, all right, because you know it as well as I do, Eagles fans, they're riding high. I mean, fly, Eagles, fly, all this stupid stuff, all right? And by the way, you know what I really hate? I hate that Eagles fans have sort of like taken complete ownership of Go Birds. That's so stupid to me. How many bird mascots are there in the NFL? There's the Falcons, the Ravens, the Seahawks, the Cardinals. I know I'm missing one. I'm looking at my collection here. Did we said the Ravens? I think that might be it. But either way, yeah, that's it. Whatever. There's a lot of birds. That's my point. So how can the Eagles say like "Go Birds"? How can they adopt that as their official slogan or their whatever? That would be like the Cowboys saying "Go Humans" and forgetting the fact that the New York Giants exist, or the New England Patriots, or the San Francisco 49ers, or the Minnesota Vikings. You can't just like throw that wide of a blanket and say, "Oh, we have it. Go Birds is ours." It's a C week. All the C's in the NFC East. I say all, there's only 2 of them, but all the C's are winning. But my point was going to be, Eagles fans feeling good. What would be the most come down to earth moment for Eagles fans besides losing to Carson Wentz of all people? It's happening. I'm predicting it. Let's go. Let's move on. Let's wrap things up by recounting all 5 of my predictions. I didn't write about this. It's just for you, YouTube, because I love you so much. Make sure you do subscribe here to the Blog of the Boys YouTube channel. Number 1, Micah Parsons will keep his 2 sacks per game streak alive. 2 sacks against the New York Giants. Number 2, this could happen at the same time. The Cowboys begin a possession in the red zone. Maybe Micah Parsons has a strip sack. We know, again, Daniel Jones likes to fumble the football, so hopefully that happens. Number 3, Tony Pollard will finish with more touches than the digits of the Giants' total yards combined. Again, our example, 353. 3 plus 5 plus 3 is 11. That would mean that Pollard had at least 12 touches. We're not going for a push here. All right. It's simply over under. We're taking the over. Number 4, Mike McCarthy will win a challenge. And number 5, the Cowboys and Commanders and Carson Wentz subsequently all win in week 3. Let's get it done. My name is RJ Ochoa. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at RJ Ochoa, on TikTok at rj.ochoa. You can send me an email, rj.ochoa@sbnation.com. If that is more your speed, you can always leave a comment down below and we'll get to those. I hope you have a spectacular weekend. We'll be here, of course, on Monday getting ready for Monday Night Football. Let's have a good one. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.